And now, Effective Communication with Phil Zeller, CEO, Dale Carnegie, Southwest Michigan.
So is there a question you're often asked by people who know you, that tangentially know you? They ask you a certain question. There's a question that comes up oftentimes when I'm around people in my community and talking with them, and we're talking about life, and we're talking about our families, and we're talking about our community, and what can we do to make a difference and an impact. And we always tend to talk about things that our family's doing and how they're doing it. And young or old, whether it be our significant other or children or our parents if they're still around or our siblings if they're still in the area. But we talk about these things that people in our life that are doing. And oftentimes people will say to me, how is it that you are so in tune with your own kids? Now, both of my kids are young adults. And when I hear that question, I'm kind of like thinking to myself, well, why would I not be in tune with my own kids? And why would I not be on a very honest, transparent, open basis with my own kids, being able to have conversations about everything and being accountable to the difference and impact that we're making? And what I'm surprised to learn is so many people do not have that relationship with their young adult children. They just don't have it. They're not, it's not open. There's not a lot of communication. They really don't share their challenges and their fears and ways to overcome them. And as I've witnessed this, I've noticed that it's something special. It's special in my life. And yet I would love for everybody to have it. I'd love for you to have it. Phil Zeller, Effective Communication. I would love for you to be more connected with people in your life. That's why this podcast is on every single week, is to help you figure out ways to be more connected through communication with other human beings. And just this past week, one of my son's friends was over, one of his college buddies, and he started to share with me some situations that he was faced with in life, and what he wants to do for a career, his health, and the challenges he's had, and things he's been through. And he's sharing this with me. I took a note from Dale Carnegie, and I just let the other person do a great deal of the talking. How many times does a young person come to you with a problem and you just want to solve the problem? Because you've seen it, you've been there, you've done it, right? But you know, if you do that, if you just solve the problem with what you did, it may or may not stick. It depends on the person, right? But when you let the other person talk and really describe their situations, what they've been through, what they're experiencing, what they're fearful of, what are their challenges? And then once they get that on the table, start asking questions. Well, where does it go from here? What are your options? What do you see? And you start to get them to own their own situation. And then all of a sudden they start describing things to you because they realize you don't know their situation. They're explained it to you. They just explained it to you. They just explained it to you. So that's the first you've heard of it. So how can you know what their true options are? You could make an assumption, but we've talked about that before on the show. There's no point in making assumptions. Nobody appreciates that on either end of it. Nobody appreciates assumptions. So what can you do instead? Let them talk, listen, and ask them the questions. So what are your options? So he started to go over some of the different options that he could take to get his career back on track and what he could do potentially with his life. And I asked him, would that be fulfilling? He goes, well, I haven't even thought about that yet. I'm still trying to figure everything I'm in. Well, maybe we'll take that question down the road at some point in time. But in the meantime, right now, let's focus on those options you're talking about. What are you thinking? What could you do? What do you have a question about? If there's something I could share with you, what would it be? And he goes, really? You'd answer my questions? I'm like, absolutely. And how many times do we not give somebody the opportunity to ask us a question because maybe we're intimidated and we don't even realize it? Maybe they don't have the courage to ask the question just off the cuff. But when you create that opportunity for somebody else then to ask you that question because you've invested the time to listen to their situation, understand their story, build that trust with them to explore options, then you open the door for them to ask you questions. It's a game changer, my friend. It's a game changer because what's going to happen is they will seek your wisdom. They will profit from your wisdom. They will find application for your wisdom. And that's when you're truly leading other people to success. So my challenge to you, my friends, today is make sure that you listen. Really, truly listen. Let the other person do a great deal of the talking. And then ask them questions. What's next? What are your options? And allow them to share with you. And then ask them, do you have any questions for me? And watch where it goes. And you, my friend, will be the leader that everybody wants to be led by. Now go make it happen.